Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Crimson Command Gaming. I'm Curran, and today I wanted to kind of go over some Star Wars stuff since it is May the 4th, 2026 here. And yeah, we didn't have a lot of announcements. We usually don't, unfortunately, on May the 4th. It seems missed opportunity by Lucasfilm, in my opinion. But we're going to look over what we got on the slate. What do we have to look forward to in the Star Wars gaming world? And how close are some of those things? Are some of those things vaporware? Yeah, we'll get into all that. Some exciting things, though, regardless. Um, so we're going to be going over this article from Polygon that came out today, going over basically everything that is announced at this time. And starting off with two of the titles that we know are for sure coming out. One of those being this Star Wars Galactic Racer game, kind of a return to that pod racer game. If any of you played that one, big fan of that game. It can be very challenging, but very fun. I'm a fan of the Need for Speed games as well as the Burnout series, and a lot of those developers are working on this, and you can kind of see that DNA in what we've seen of it and what we've heard about it through interviews and things like that. Sounds like they're going to be doing some really fun things with kind of watching your the heat on your engines, and that's going to play into boosts and things like that. You're going to have kind of a story and a character that you walk around the air quote pit in between races, talk to other racers. We don't know exactly all the details of that, but it sounds like they're doing something really fun and innovative with the genre, with the racing genre. And I think it'll be really fun. I'm very excited for it. And that we have a solid date for. This is the only one, mind you, on this list that we have a solid date for, and it is October 6th, 2026, this year. Now, of course, solid dates don't really exist in video game development world. That is always subject to change, but as of right now, that is the release date that they have announced and that they are going for. So if we keep going down, then we'll get to the other games here. The other one that I also am very very excited for is Zero Company here. Zero Company. I'm a big XCOM fan. It's by one of it's the creative director of the game worked on XCOM, which is a turn-based squad tactical shooter. I really enjoy these types of games. So when this was announced, I was already very very excited. Even if it was just basic XCOM with a Star Wars skin slapped on it. I was going to be there for it. I was very excited. But as we've found out more, and this article even mentions it, that PC Gamer, I think they got their hands on it or got to see a little tease of it, and they've described it as Mass Effect meets XCOM. Mass Effect with turn-based tactics and permadeath, as they put it here. Now that excites me even more because while I'm not a big Mass Effect fan, I only played the first one. Someday I'll get to the others. I'm a big RPG fan. I'm a big fan of RPGs with decisions that matter. So if that's what we're getting here is a tactical shooter mixed with an RPG, I'm gonna have a blast. And again, I think it's something new, it's something fresh. It's not something that we see a lot. You could argue, that's basically what Baldur's Gate 3 was. It's turn-based RPG, and fair enough. I love Baldur's Gate 3, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this one as well. Everything looks really cool for it, and like I said, I am just a sucker for this XCOM style gameplay. Some of my favorite games are the XCOM games. And this one we don't have a solid release date for, but they are planning to release it this year, sometime in 2026. So this is the other one that we really have like a solid release date for. These are definitely coming, and they're coming sooner rather than later. Now, when we get down into some of the other stuff, back right away here, we're not even, they're skipping over what we'll get to the one I'm thinking of, but we're going straight into kind of the vaporware I mentioned earlier. Star Wars Eclipse. We've seen what? One cinematic teaser trailer for it. It was, yeah, in 2021, it's saying here, which God, it's crazy. It has been that long. It's been 5 years basically, which is just wild to me. But I really don't know what's happening in this. It's set during the High Republic, which makes me not really interested in it. Don't have much interest for this era. And yeah, we just haven't seen anything for this. And I will be surprised if this comes out or if it comes out anytime soon, regardless. But this is one of those ones we're going to have to wait and see on because obviously anyone involved in these projects wants to make them happen. They're going to do everything they can to make them happen. I just don't see it. When you see something in development hell for this long, the longer it's in that hell, the harder it's going to be for it to claw its way out. And then this one, kind of similar. I don't think it's as vaporware. Original developer that was working on the old Knights of the Old Republic games. So that gives me a little bit of hope. It's going to be a new story, though. I don't know. We don't really know a lot about it. Again, it's just we have one, I think also from the Game Awards, but a more recent one. One cinematic trailer that's just a teaser, really. Just a teaser to get you excited and to maybe, I don't know, get their investors excited. But we don't have a lot on this. This is kind of just hope and speculation on this one. I want it to be good, but we'll see how much meddling, how much corporate oversight kind of affects it. And we'll see if it ever gets made, because it is only just announced and they really didn't have anything going when they announced it. It's just, hey, we want to do this and we're going to try and do it. So we'll see. Again, no release date for that. They don't even know what platforms it's going to be on, right? So it's one of those situations. This is where I was surprised they kind of covered those other two first, because this one, while we don't have a release window, we do know this is coming. We know this is coming. We know this is a successful franchise for EA, and these games do very well. They're not exactly my cup of tea. I really didn't like the level design on the first one, but I know a lot of people really enjoy these games and they enjoy Cal Kestis, and they are going to wrap up his story. At least they're saying they're going to wrap it up, and this is kind of the end of a trilogy for the Jedi games. So I know a lot of people are excited for this. I don't think we really know when they're planning to get this out, and maybe they don't either. Maybe they're just taking their time with it. But I know a lot of people are excited for this one, so we'll have to keep our ears to the ground and see, when we get some real news on like a release date, because that's, I think, going to be the next big thing we hear from this game is, hey, we're getting close and we kind of have a window in mind. And hey, trailer would always be great too. But yeah, that one's on the way for sure. We know we're getting this one. This is not potentially vaporware or something that's just going to get stuck in development hell. And this one is another one that we know is existed. We know they've worked on this. I think they even, I forget which studios that was working on it. It's one of those ones that I'm not holding my breath for. I'm kind of waiting. I hope they do it right if they do it. I hope they don't change the combat style to like a action combat versus the, very tactical turn-based and D&D inspired combat. But we'll see. This is another one that, like I said, not holding my breath for, and we'll have to really just wait. And like I said, hope it even gets put out if you want it to come out, right? Some people I know say, don't even touch my sacred text. Don't touch it. So, some of you might be hoping that it gets stuck in that development hell. And I might be with you there, but if it does come out, I'm really hoping they honor the original, and it's just kind of a nice facelift for these masterpieces of a game. Or I guess it's just the first game at this point, but still, it is a masterpiece of an RPG in my opinion. So I really, really hope they do it justice. I want to say that is it here. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about this untitled Skydance new media Star Wars game. No release date, no information, really nothing. It's got no title. Yeah, they worked on the Uncharted games, so you can kind of picture what they might be. But again, there's not much to talk about with this particular project. And like I said, I think that is really it. Yep, that is it. So while we don't have a lot on the horizon, we do have some few guaranteed things, Jedi, the racing game, and the XCOM game. So I think we got a lot to look forward to and potentially get new announcements down the line, especially if those vaporware projects or the ones that are stuck in that development hell, like I mentioned, if they do get scrapped and put to the side, what are they going to put in their place? But yeah, let me know what you all think in the comments below. Are you excited for any of these? Do you think some of these are going to come out? Do you not think they're going to come out? Why do you think that? I'd love to hear all your thoughts down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Crimson Command Gaming here, and we hope to see you all in the next one.